See, maybe we could do some coaching right now. All right, let's see. Okay, so right off the bat, a little pregame analysis, right? You're Heim. We gotta look at what we're up against. It looks like you're gonna be up against Apollo Sobek or Apollo Fenrir, right? We don't know yet, but you are Heim Serb, so definitely right off the bat, you're gonna be able to get pressure. So that's something you want to keep in mind, right? You're gonna be able to get pressure. Probably get all the harpies, you know, kind of early game plan what your early game is going to be like. Another thing to note is that if Fenrir's jungle, he can kill you pretty easily because your 2 doesn't stop his brutalize, right? So that's another thing you want to look out for. Okay, if the jungler's missing it early and mid, maybe be careful around the alpha harpy and watch out for the early gank, right? Because he's actually pretty good at killing you. So just right off the bat, that's like your pregame analysis, right? Fenrir jungle, good at killing me. My 2 doesn't interrupt his brutalize. Other than that, we have pressure against Apollo Sobek because Sobek has bad clear. And obviously Heim uses his 3 to get to lane faster. So with those things in mind, you know, you plan out your early game. Okay, we have pressure. Let's just make sure we watch out for the Fenrir because he can kill us easily early. And definitely looking to get all the farm in the duo side of the map. Okay. So that's what we're thinking about early game. As soon as you see the picks and bans. Or just the picks. Okay. Setting up the portal at purple, right? That's good.
Quick exit.
Backing for the mana. Excellent. Okay, like I said, we have our pre-game analysis, and then all you have to do is just play the early game according to what you're planning based on the draft. Telling your serve to do the green, I like it. Pre-manning the green. Okay, this is a decent start too. I like this as well.
No.
Because you actually get level 2 here, Coney, believe it or not. If you do the green, red, and then purple, you hit 2. So I think, you know, the starts are still up in the air. I'm not really sure what the best start is yet. You're gonna have to do a lot more testing, but there's been 2 starts that I've seen that seem decent. Yeah, right. If you 3 split, you don't hit 2. And you go here, you help him out. Right, and you 3. That's perfect. I mean, you literally did that perfectly. Nothing to say about that there. Excellent so far. You're 2 off the bat. They get to lane late, and they're level 1. All right, maybe you want to use an extra auto cancel there just in the beginning to make sure you get the pressure here. Apollo's level 1. You guys can be aggressive here. Excellent. Sobek's doing a really good job of body blocking. Now this is a little bit awkward here. So that's not really your issue. That's more the Serb. Just going in past the Sobek. You kind of just ran past the Sobek and you can't get past the Sobek, right? So maybe a retreat call there because you know you can't get past the Sobek. So maybe a retreat call there would have been good. You ended up getting the kill anyway with a good play. So that's decent, but still they got first blood, right? So
A quick exit.
the Serb can't really see that you can't get to the Apollo, so you probably want to hit a retreat call there. And also the Serb shouldn't have just went in ham like that either.
Be careful, right?
Or a hidden eye.
So now both alphas are still up. Basically, the main thing you want to do here is try to outclear them, get pressure to do both alphas. That's what should be on your mind right now. Also, looking at the minimap, you see Fenrir in right jungle, so you guys know you're safe and left. I see you pinging the alpha. So everything so far is really good. You have your mind on the farm. And that's a hunter's #1 priority in this meta is to farm. You want to farm your 4 items as fast as possible. As boring as that sounds, that is what you're supposed to do, because you need 4 items to do any damage to tanks.
Take this jungle buff.
So right now your portals, they're not too, you're not too safe with your portals here, right? So you want to be careful there. Good job backing up. Set up a portal at your tower line. Excellent. Good turn here. Sucks the Serb missed his thing.
Enemy missing middle.
Probably would have liked to see a 3 cancel there because you already put your portal at your tower, right? So if you 3 cancel there, even if you get in a bad spot, you can walk to it and port back to safety. I think you would have maybe killed the Apollo there if you 3 canceled. Use your 3 to auto cancel. Pause. But so far, I would say that overall, your mind is in the right place. You're thinking about the farm, which is most important, right? Only a couple things that you could have done differently, which is telling the Serb to retreat because you couldn't get past the Sobek. And maybe being a little more aggressive with your portal cancel there when you were boxing the Apollo. Because I think in your head, you should realize that you can... you win that trade, right? So you're not really in danger, so you can afford to use your cancel. Plus, you also put your port in the tower already. I've never seen Xbox typing like that before, by the way. I didn't know you could do that. That's cool.
Enemy missing middle. Attack. Your right tower.
Okay, so what's the map state right now? You guys don't have any wars because you didn't back. I'm not sure exactly where the Fenrir is. So you have your portal in a safe spot, so that's really all you need. It's just something to think about. Okay, you see Fenrir mid. Always want to stare at your minimap when you're just mindlessly farming. You just want to stare at your minimap. Alright, Fen's mid. He's backing. You're looking to get aggressive on their purple. I like it. You put the portal down before you make the play, which is excellent high mechanics. That way, if you get in trouble, you can port out. Good invade. So let's see if you put another portal down here. No, you don't. So you probably don't need the portal down, but it's just a good habit to have, right? Like you're getting back into lane, your portal's in an aggressive area. So that's one thing maybe there. Try to keep getting into that constant habit of putting your portal into a safe spot when you look to do something on the map. Which you've done pretty well so far. When you're purple now, you need, what, 30 gold for your item? Oh.
My little eye in the sky.
I would say good awareness knowing where your portal is. Good awareness knowing where your portal is to try to make that play. That's good. So now you have your crusher and you push the wave, right? So this you're going to get a little more farm and then back. I'd probably do one more wave if I was you. Not going to lie. Even though it's a little bit dangerous, you have your ult to get out. But you always want to maximize your farm, right? You have your Serb there in case Fenrir comes anyway. And dual lane's missing. And you back. Okay.
Your middle tower is under attack. Look at the power.
Crusher. 1 health pod, 2 wards. I like it. So the map say now is you are very ahead of the Apollo. So you pretty much just want to be aggressive as much as you can while being safe. You definitely don't want to trade your life for anything. You have timer on their purple, which is good. Fenrir's in right. Apollo's going straight to his purple. It's not gonna be really something you can contest, right? So at this point, what you want to do is get the timer. He's still doing his purple. You know he's behind. It's gonna take him a few seconds to do it. So like 7:24 his purple. Keep that in mind. Because you want to continue dominating this lane because you're already ahead. So having timers is key when you want to snowball your lead, right? You had it back when you did. You got all that extra farm, which is fine. He gets his purple, whatever. You get the timer, right? 7:20, 7:24 approximately. So now what you want to do is just get all the farm on the map, right? That's it. Because if he's playing safe, it's kind of hard to force the 1v1. Because he's kiting you back and, you know, you're on their side of the map. So the best way to get ahead and snowball your lead is just to get all the neutral farm. Every single alpha, every single Draugr, Harpy. And try to invade purple as much as you can. I always get a health pot, yeah. Until you get Aussie, I'd always get a health pot when you back. That actually helps quite a bit.
What are you even doing?
I would like to see you after you use 2 autos, you can use your 1 to clear the wave there, right? I think you kind of held your 1 a little too long. It's not a big deal at all. It's just something that you can do a little bit faster.
Why am I so good
So
at the game?
right heart, the alpha's coming up and the purple's coming up in 30 seconds if you kept the timer.
Is under attack.
This is where you want to stare at your mini map and try to figure out where everyone is that can rotate to the purple, right? Sobek, Agni mid, Agni backing. You want to get all this information while you're clearing, right? You're literally under no threat. So you want to just get all this information in. You see Sobek rotating on the ward, right? Purple might be a little risky. I wouldn't mind seeing a fresh portal here so you know exactly where the portal is. And the portal won't be too far. So Apollo here, he's doing his purple. So I'm guessing you didn't really get the timer, right? Because like if you got the timer, you can test the purple.
Please, good luck.
And then you can also get his purple timer again, right? It would be 9:30. 9:30-ish, approximately. So that's something you definitely want to do. Always try to get the timers, especially when you're ahead. Another thing you can do, too, is put your free ward on the purple. That way you can get the timer if you don't know it. That's one really good use of the free ward. Put it on camps that you don't have the timer of already. Run to their red, put it down. Run to the purple, put it down.
Why am I so good at the game?
Retreat! Retreat!
Didn't know where Fen was? Fair enough. But you can still invade because you have your portals in good spots, right?
Watch out.
Fenrir goes on you, you just 3 out, and that's it. Okay, you did the combo well. He just had a good meds, and you got his beads.
It's not even a challenge. Exit.
Clean autos. Good. You knew that his dash was down, right? And you had more health than him, and you forced the issue. Very well played.
Cover is blown.
Chase the enemy.
Always staring at your mini-map when you're not doing anything. 3-man mid. Fen is dead. You're chilling. So what's the next step here? Is finishing your next item. That's your next priority. You already soloed the Apollo. You're chilling.
Carry me, team.
So now it's basically just farm, farm, farm.
You are trolling.
So now you have enough. Do the harpies and back. In a situation like this, as soon as you get your lifesteal as a hunter and you're this far ahead, you're literally a god at the game. I would buy a bunch of wards.
Your right
I would clear waves here, and then I would just ward the purple, go ward the red as well. Because you want to just start calling your team over now, like, okay, guys, listen, I'm big. Play with me. We can literally just win the game right here because you have your Aussie. 2 items. Way before the Apollo. So here's a time where you really want to get aggressive with your wards. Ward purple, ward red. Start getting the timers. Force fights. Because when you win a fight at this point in the game, you can get gold for very easily.
Enemy missing ally has been slain.
Again, just one thing to note, when you clearing with Heim, remember you use your 1 and then you just auto twice and you can land your 1 on the whole wave and it basically clears the whole wave. Just a tip. So here I want to see the ward more on the purple and on the red, right? Because you're under no threat now. You're so far ahead, and as long as your 3's in a good spot, you're chilling. But right now you can't be more aggressive because you don't know timers. This is good. I like that you're clearing the red. Having timers is everything in this game, right? Because there's so much farm on the map. And that's how you get ahead, is by taking the enemy camps. Oh, that was close. So this was a decent play. You're trying to make a play. Nothing really panned out. Not a big deal. Warding back towards the Apollo. This is not bad. Apollo could just dash out here. But he's being pretty aggressive. I mean, that there is just missing skill shots, right? That's just something you got to practice. I would say overall, the last 5 minutes of the game, I want to just see you try to get timers a little bit better. Maybe you did have the timers in your head, but nothing really came of it. But yeah, warding the buffs is very crucial when you're ahead and you're trying to snowball, right? And also calling your team over to play with you also comes with having the timers as well. Yeah. So here you have enough for your Wind Demon.
Diabolus.
So I'm not exactly sure why you stopped your back there. You could have got Wind Demon 2, which is a great power spike. Right, 1, 2 autos, and then you can clear it. You stole, I think you stole, that's good too. Because you could have backed for your Wind Demon 2 and your second active, right? So when you can get a back like that and you cleared the wave as fast as you did, you probably want to take that back.
Enemy missing left. Be careful, middle. Enemy missing middle. Enemy missing middle.
Oh, it's coming. She want to do the camps. Fair enough.
What are you even doing? Your middle tower is under
Okay,
attack.
you took. I like that you took his alpha, then you backed. That's good. Farm is always on your mind.
They won't see it coming.
Honestly, at this point, though, I'm not sure if I would have backed because you only needed 500 gold for your Wind Demon. That's basically one wave and your purple. Here, I'm not so sure if I like you rotating mid, even though you're trying to help out your team.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your left tower is under attack.
Ooh, close. See, the thing is here is you're just not that strong yet, right? At this point in the game, the support has a fully stacked Thebes and maybe a Sav already. And you're just not going to do any damage in these fights, right? You want to finish at least your third item before you do a rotation like this. I understand that your head was in the right place. You like see them kind of diving mid, you want to help them out, but there's honestly not much you can do. Right here, I would just say retreat middle lane or be careful middle. I'm going back left farming, right? I'm gonna pause the video here because there's multiple things that happen here, right? Your purple's coming up, your alpha's coming up, the red is coming up, your whole side of the map is coming up in terms of your farm jungle, right? So when you go mid in that situation, and God forbid you died early there, the Apollo gets your purple, gets your red, can get your back copy suite even if you wanted to, right? And then you lose your whole lead. If he farmed properly. So when you have your jungle coming up, you don't want to do anything risky like that, especially when you're not strong yet. Especially when you're not strong yet. It's different if you finish your Wind Demon and you're like, I'm fucking ready, I can kill these guys, and you hit tab, they don't have any Sav, only Thieves maybe. But that wasn't the case here. So you definitely want to go back to your lane, get the wave, get the red. You can even get the red and purple, because since you see that they're in danger in mid, one of the best things you can do is just secure your own red. Get the purple, at least your teammates are getting the farm, and then just tell them to be careful in mid, because the probability of you doing something there is very low. To try surviving. So here, I don't know if they do it, but they can get red, purple, everything in left, right? And then this stalls your snowball. This stalls your snowball, and you start to lose your lead, which is not what you want to do when you play ADC. Alting the Sobek before he ulted is like, that's not really like a coaching point, because, you know, that's just like unfortunate, right? That's not really something to learn from. Right? What you really want to learn is how to think about each situation, right? Mechanical stuff is not like really a coachable thing in the most part. You know, you just got to practice to get better. What you really want to learn, or what you want to get from coaching, is how to think about the game correctly in different situations correctly.
Please.
That's how you get that's how you get really good at Smite. Because hitting abilities, that just comes from practice. So at this point, you're very fortunate, right? They didn't do purple or red, it seems like. So you're just kind of back here farming. Something I would do in a situation like this is just try to hyper farm my Executioner. I want to hyper farm my Executioner, and then once you have your pen, I would just group up with my team in this situation. But before you get your Executioner, you just need to farm it up, because you won't do any damage to the Chalk or the Fenrir. No, I teach micro as well. Like, I tell them, some stuff about how to clear the wave. He did the combo on the Apollo when he was doing the 1v1 correctly. I teach that stuff too, but doing something like alt the subject before he ults, that's not anything. Right, that's like a, you know. Here, this is really good poke. The Apollo just did a good job hitting some autos, getting some poke back. I really like your positioning there, right? You stayed in auto attack range while waiting for the Nem to gank. That's good. That's good positioning. Nice play there. That's just a well played setting up the gank for your Nem. You didn't press too far forward, which would have scared the Apollo. You stayed at max auto attack range, waiting for the Nem to come in, and you hit your abilities. That's just solid right there. Vod's chopping because he had it recorded from his phone. So at this point again, really the only thing on your mind should be not dying and farming up your pen item.
Be careful, middle.
Way before the Apollo does. That's literally the only thing that should be on your mind at this point in the game as an ADC.
Look at the power money can buy.
This back here is okay. There really is nothing up for you to do, so I don't mind this back at all. You were 500 or 600 gold away from your item. Well. Okay.
Watch out. They are getting bamboozled.
So here, I really don't mind that you decide to help your team in the team fight. As long as you know you're safe with your portal. I see you put the portal down near your tier 1 tower. That's very good. There's really nothing for you to do in left, right? So this is kind of free time for you to try to make a play with your team. So I don't mind it at all. Right? Because there's really nothing up here. Purple's not up, red's not up. Unlike the situation before when you rotated mid, everything was up. You definitely don't want to rotate. Here, nothing's really up, so it's okay to rotate. You're not really losing... you're not really losing anything. Or potentially losing anything.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower.
I see you haven't placed a portal yet. That's something you want to get in a good habit of. You don't have your portal in a good spot right now. It's very far away. Nice steal. That's a good steal there. I mean, team trolling a little bit. Not gonna lie. Okay, nothing much going on in that fight there. You're a little low.
Retreat.
You have enough for your executioner, but there's also a lot of farm up too, right?
Can you just AFK under the tower?
So in a situation like this, I would go back to farming. I wouldn't even back for the executioner yet. I would just go back to farming. I would be a little bit worried for fire, but honestly, at this point, you're not going to do anything at the fire. It is what it is. If they go for fire, you can't do anything about it. The best thing you do here is just farm up the whole map. You cleared the red, get the neutrals, just farm. Right, they're going to fire. Really, like this rotation. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not rotating it because you really can't do anything in that fire. One stun and you're dead, basically.
The fire giant destroyed the pyramids.
They won't see it coming. Ooh, looks like
I mean,
your luck has run out.
Another thing too is like you definitely don't want to chase in between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower, but you didn't really chase. You were kind of just following your team, right? But another thing you could do too to try to help you win your games is, you know, a little more VGS, like defend, like retreat. I haven't really been following what you've been VGSing. Not sure if you did do that, but just something to keep in mind. Retreat there, like you could have done it with the Cerberus too when you went in too deep. Those are some crucial plays there. Yeah, you call retreat, good. So then You're all set with that. Here, you still don't have a good portal placement yet. Just again, just something you should try to get in habit of. Even if your portal's on cooldown, I would still do it just to practice the habit and build muscle memory with it. So the most important things about Heim is portal placement. Yeah, behind the red, but that's still not that good because you just put it on a long cooldown for no reason. Right? You gotta, when you did the purple or you went around the purple, you just put it down there. You always want to put it like a few, like, you know, 10 meters behind you. Right? You can just keep replacing it. Because if you port from dual lane to red, that's all of a sudden like a long timer when you don't need to do that. It can also cost you your life because it's a longer channel, right? So here you're very close to your starter.
Here comes the surrender.
Okay, just a good team fight here. Kind of just playing with your team.
An enemy has been
Thing is, a lot of the times you group up, it's not really when you hit a... It's like when you're close to hitting a power spike, but you just quite don't have it yet, right? That's something you kind of want to try not to do. If you're like 300, 400 gold off your power spike, you really just want to try to tell your team to chill and get that power spike and then do stuff with your team, right? Hollow alt, no threat really. Definitely needed to cancel the 2 instantly there. You want to get the knock up right away and then start running away. The longer you channel, the more harm you put yourself in because you're just kind of stationary there. So instant 2 cancel as soon as the Apollo dashes. Just a quick reaction. He dashes on you. In your head, you should be thinking, Apollo lands on me? Okay. In your head, you should be thinking, if he dashes on me, what's my play? Am I going to ult away? Am I going to ult him? Does he have beads? Am I going to 2 him right away? Right? And you want to make sure you have that plan.
Group up! Group up! Group up!
Temper over Embrace, he's going for DPS, which is fine. Whatever you want to build. Their dive really isn't that strong. So definitely when you get in situations like that, when you're being chased, you want to think to yourself, one, you want to look at your minimap while you're being chased because that tells you if they're in range to use their abilities. And then 2, you want to know what the threat is, right? Okay, Apollo can dash in here. Or if Sobek's chasing you, he's not quite in range to pluck. You can tell by staring at your minimap, but he's going to pluck tail whip me or something, and I'm going to bees the tail whip. This is just an example. You would just want to have it planned. That way when it happens, you're not caught by surprise, and you make the right decision. So here, I would put another portal in mid lane or down here is good. That's perfect. That's really good right before the team fight.
Watch out.
See the Agni here? Nice. I would like to see you... So, okay. You obviously don't know if Agni's beads are up, right? The more consistent play there is just to 1 auto to him instead of ulting. 1 auto 2... You'll do more damage than if he beats your ult, and you'll probably get his beads just from the knockup, right? So you should just assume that the Agni beads are up, and you don't ever want to just ult the guy that has his beads up in that situation. 1 auto 2 auto, he's going to be almost dead already. You'll probably get his beads, and you'll have your ult to get out or be able to ult him later on. So you never want to use your big cooldown when you kind of know that they have their defensive relics. Because it puts you in harm's way. You don't know who's waiting around the corner there. So it's just something to do. Just use your regular cooldowns there to make the play. To make a play. I wouldn't mind seeing another portal placement behind you here. Right? That's not easy to do, but just something to keep in mind. So imagine if you have your ult up here, right? You can ult the Sobek. That's a free kill for your team. I like that you stop chasing the Sobek because you're not going to catch him. If he keeps running straight, right? That's good. That's good awareness in the team fight. Just switch targets there. One thing I would like to see too, if you can, is as you're chasing, you want to put portals down. That way you can either one, take your portal and move forward to try to make a play, or just have your portal close enough where if someone just all of a sudden randomly blinks on you, you can hit that portal and back quickly and get out of there quickly. So definitely when you're chasing or in team fights, you want to constantly think about putting your portals down. That way you can either make an aggressive play with your portal or just have a really quick a retreat portal as well. See, and here, you know, your portal's a little too far away. I know I've been hammering the portal thing a lot, but it's just extremely important when you play Heimdall.
Attack the gold fury!
Attack the gold fury!
Okay, 2 are dead. One's dead for 2 seconds. The other one's dead for 20 seconds. Gold's good here. But also something you got to worry about too is if they rush fire. But you have a decent wards. You have 1,000 gold. At this point, you're just trying to farm as much as you can while trying to stay grouped with your team, right? I like that you get in the purple here because the fire's really not under immediate threat. Your boys are already almost there, and you never really want to be in the fight that early anyway. Your portal happens to be in a decent spot too now in case they are doing fire. Okay, you see Apollo over here, so you know that fire is not under threat, right? I think here, in a situation like this, if you see the other hunter here, you have a choice. You can either force the group up with your team on fire to force him to rotate, or you could have just stayed there because you see where everyone is on the map, try to solo him, or just keep farming because you still, you know, the faster you get the Deathbringer, the faster you become basically a god in the game, right? And you can even solo fire at that point. Well, you can't really solo fire because you have temper, but if you had embrace, you could solo fire. But just in your head, you see the other hunter there, you see where the jungler was, you could either stay there or try to solo him, or here, if you backed, you definitely want to try to force the group up while Apollo's left. Because if you don't do anything that forces them to react, then the Apollo is just going to get all this free farm while you backed, right?
Money can buy. Group up. Group up.
I like the group up calls. Excellent. Helping out your Anubis is good. Again, you know, I'm just going to keep mentioning this just so you know, remind it, portals. Beats Aegis right away. I think there, if you can react a little bit faster, or just try to keep in mind, you know, of the threats on the map. You're walking forward, the Fenrir is walking to you, right? You kind of want to just know, okay, he can stun me here. What am I going to do instantly? Am I going to turn and alt? Am I going to alt him when he jumps on me? Right? Just try to have things pre-planned as you are being aggressive or being chased. You want to try to have things pre-planned there. Because there you kind of got both actives forced just from a Fenrir jump, which is insane value for the enemy team. You didn't even have to ult you, right? Also, you do want to try to like not put yourself in range of the Fenrir stun to begin with. Make sure you try to stay behind your tanks.
An enemy has been slain.
See how you're behind your team here is good.
Group up. Attack the Titan. Attack the Titan.
You have a do you have a creep wave in mid?
Watch out.
You do. The classic chase kills. I'm not really sure if you can end. If you had a wave, you probably could end if the A wave is there closer. But you definitely get a Phoenix here. Either Phoenix or Fire, I think they're both good calls. So hard to get your team to group up. So again, no portal behind. Just keep really gotta keep that keep hammering that point home. I think here your team kind of just trolled you.
That was magical. That was magical.
You don't have actives here, it's a little bit tough, right? Yeah, you see how long it takes you to port out?
Can you just AFK under the tower?
That's too bad.
Group up.
Please.
Because this is
Magical.
Cancel that. Retreat middle lane. Retreat middle lane. Retreat middle lane. Retreat middle lane.
I am an awe.
yeah, I would go silver over Xe. This is season 9, Coney, yeah? Yeah, ports were a huge mistake all game, yeah.
Fire giant.
I'm just going to point out whatever I see in each fight, right? If it's the portal every time, then, you know, I just have to say it. Yeah, so I would go silver branch here, yep. Silver branch basically takes the place of executioner.
You rock.
Group up.
The enemy team has destroyed the pyromancer. An enemy has left the game.
Hey, some luck from the Elo gods.
Defend right lane.
So you guys are only 5k down, so you could defend tier 2s,
Group up.
but it is risky. Like if they can kill you guys. Yeah, actually I wouldn't defend tier 2s because one thing you want to note is that like your Anubis is behind. He doesn't have his starter. Everyone on their team is 20. Their support has their starter as well, or is high enough level to have their starter. So that means they are very strong. They're much stronger than you guys in the team fight. So with that in mind, you don't really actually want to defend the tier 2s. You want to try to just defend on Phoenixes and just try to farm until they push your Phoenix.
Group up. Retreat.
Please.
Right, because they all hit their starter power spikes, or at least the potential to have their starter power spikes.
Out of meta. On my
Group
way.
up.
It does suck that I have a DC though, because it's a little bit different now.
I became the shadows. Would be
Even with this 45, they want to push. I think I don't know. I feel like they're just being good sportsmen. Maybe, I don't know, waiting. But it's still, I would just wait for the fire to be out. Personally, get the objective like this is perfect. If they decide they want to defend the Gold Fury 4v5, then take the fight.
Group up. Attack left lane.
I would build Silver Branch as my main pen item, Purple Smurf.
Group up.
Group up. Enemy missing middle.
Yeah, it's always hard to get your team to group up. It's true.
Group up. Or a hidden eye.
All right.
A quick exit. Attack middle lane.
So you guys see two people in right, so you're looking for a play in mid. I think that's fine. Just keep in mind that Apollo can ult.
Defend right lane.
So here you're in front of your team, a little bit dangerous. A little bit dangerous here. Your portal's in a bad spot again. Maybe you want to put the portal behind you, not in front of you.
An ally has been slain.
And I think you kind of just got a little ahead of yourself here, running past your teammates.
Wow. Nice work.
But you're kind of just free casting here, fragging.
Why am I so good at the game?
Ooh. Unlucky.
Time too little.
Hello? What are you even
So there, I would just recommend trying to stay behind your teammates at all times. Because at this late in the game, Hunters, they're really squishy. With all the damage in the game. This might be game, huh? I would say the main takeaways that I saw here were portal placements. You always want to keep that in mind. And then when you have your lead, make sure you nurse that lead, right? You don't want to throw that lead for no reason. Try to get the timers on their objectives, like the red and purple, and then try to get your teammates to play with you, and that way you can kind of snowball and get the win. All right. But overall, I saw some really good things, though. I think overall your mind was pretty good on the farm. Focusing on the farm, especially in the early game. Just a few things here and there. And a lot of things that were out of your control, like getting your teammates to group up to do an objective, right? That's nothing you can control. You tried your best with the VGS. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, Coney. You can save this VOD too. Yeah, I mean, even if you're thinking the right thing, Coney, you still got to see what is actually happening, right? Your teammates aren't really following you. So just got to try your best to be a little more careful. Even though you do have the right thoughts, your teammates, you know, not really on the same wavelength. What else can be done if teammates act like that to carry a game? I think it has BS. So get away from these folks. How can I carry these games? The best way to carry these games, Coney, is to first build Death's Embrace, get 4 items and get Death's Embrace, and then you could just start soloing objectives, right? You had a 2-level lead. If you just nursed that lead and told your teammates to chill or like let them do whatever the hell they want, but you're nursing your lead and you're fighting on your side and you're just straight up getting 20 while the Apollo's like level 16 and you have your Embrace and you have 4 items, you could just go to fire and just tell your team to group up on fire, because at that point you're unkillable, because you obviously outfarmed everyone and you can solo fire, you can tank fire, you can 1v3 because you're invincible at that point. That's the best way to carry a game right now as a hunter. That Death's Embrace power spike, if you get that like, you know, 2 levels ahead of the other hunter, you're at such a big advantage. As you're back, you'd be like, everyone group up fire, I have Embrace, right? And even if they don't group up, you can actually solo the fire. Your next short clip? Let me see. Which is this one? Let's see.
Middle.
Enemies in the right jungle. Be careful, right? Enemies incoming right.
Why am I so good at the game?
The quality it's hard to follow with the quality, but woo!
My double? Oh, baby, it's a triple. They are getting bamboozled. Quadra kill.
Little eye in the sky.
Nice.
They can't handle the 5-hit.
That's a sick penta. Those are some thick crits. What is Death's Embrace? It's the upgrade to Death's Toll. All right. Hope you enjoyed that coaching, Coney. Well, coaching was a special thing for the subathon that I did yesterday. I might do coaching in the future. I don't know.